So in the last class, we were discussing operators. We saw the different operators and also the order of operations, all of these. Okay. So now we'll look into one more topic called generating random numbers before we move into how to use the selection control structures. Okay, this is what we will be doing today. So open your Spider IDE, and in that go to the Python shell. Okay, type. Is the font visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Type import random. So sometimes in our computations we would require some random numbers. Okay. Say for example you are developing a dice game. Okay. So when you throw a dice, any one of the possibilities can come from 1 to 6. Okay, the dice it can fall either as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. uh, there could be other scenarios also where you would want some random values. Okay, so in such cases we can make use of this random number package by using the statement import random. So if you want to generate a random number, uh, so we can use three functions: randint, random, and choice. Okay, so first one is called as the randint. Before let's look at an example. Let us say we want to generate a random number in the range. Okay, one of you can tell me a range, some range. Let's see how to generate a random number.
0 to 7.
0 to 7. Okay, so in that case, let me say, do it along with me. Num is equal to, tell me you are there, right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Are you there? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
okay. Yeah. Fine. So type it along with me. Num is equal to random dot randint of 0 comma 7. Okay, and if we display the value of num is a value in the range 0 to 7. Can you see the terminal now properly? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. Okay, so if I rerun this, num possibly could be a different number next time, 6. Okay, this time again I generated. Okay, so when I generate a random number twice, okay, so it can again generate the same random number also. That's also a possibility. Okay, this time it has generated 7 and so on. Okay, so let's change the range. I give the range as 0 and 1. Okay, it's generating. Okay, so let us try to understand the behavior of it. Type with me help random dot. See, if you type few characters and press the tab, it does the auto completion. Okay, type this help random dot randint. So if you want to know what a built-in function does, okay, any built-in function does, you have to use the help method. Okay, like how we did here, help, and then name of the built-in function. the name of the function is randint, but you can't directly access it. You have to access it via the package random. So you have to say random dot randint. Okay. So let me run this. Did it work for you? Is it showing the description of the randint function?
Yes, sir.
Tanmay, hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have to reply. I think
Yes,
you're.
sir. Sir, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so were you able to get this?
Yeah, I'm doing it, sir. 1 second.
Okay, you have to let me know if you are not finishing it. Otherwise, I will think you have understood it, and I can't keep on verifying that every time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, stop me whenever you have a doubt. You can stop me. Feel free to ask questions. So now, looking into the meaning of this, were you able to get here, Tanmay?
Yes,
Or do
sir.
you want me
Yes,
to
sir.
tell
No, no,
you
no. Got
how?
it, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So now, if you want to generate a random integer using randint, you can use the function randint with two parameters. Okay, this thing that we pass within the round brackets parenthesis, we call them as parameters. And randint takes two parameters. Okay, yeah, a and b. A is the start value, b is the end value for your range. Okay, if you want to generate a random number in a particular range, okay, the start value should be given as the first parameter, and the end value should be given as the last parameter. And in the range, both a and b are included. Okay, they are part of the range. Okay, so when we said 0 to 7, it can generate random numbers in the range 0 to 7, including 0 and 7. Okay, so this is the meaning of it. Let's write a simple program for that. Okay, import random. Let me save this number. Generate random dot py. Okay, save it with a dot py extension in your spider, or let me also use spider. That's better. Okay, it's taking some time for me to load. Okay, type it along with me. Import random number is equal to random dot rand. Okay, okay. Just before this, let us take the input from the user as to what is the range. Uh, so let v1 and v2 be the range. Okay. Uh, so write the instruction such that the input is taken from the user. Input will specify the lower bound and upper bound. After that, we will generate a random number. So how should we do that? What should I write v1 equal to?
V1 equal to eval input enter value for
Yeah,
V1.
yeah, yeah. Okay, rather than V1, lower bound. Okay, write a message, write a meaningful message. Okay, right? Eval input, enter the lower bound. Enter a value for the lower bound or enter the lower bound. Okay. V2 also copy the same, just change it to upper bound. Then now tell me how I should generate the random number in the range lower bound to upper bound.
Sir, sir, can you repeat the question?
Now that we have read the input as V1 and V2, V1 is the lower bound and V2 is the upper bound, how do we generate a random number in that range?
So now we give a range to it, and then
How? What instruction should I write?
sir, we're supposed to write 1 second, sir.
15 is partial. Look at my screen. Look at my screen. Line number 15 is partial. What should I write later?
Sir, we're supposed to give a range to it, like
Ah,
V1,
how?
V2.
Okay. So can you finish and so first you have to give parenthesis
Yes, sir.
V1, comma V2.
V2.
Okay. Next, write a statement to display the random number generated. Both of you. Instruction 15 has generated a random number. I want you to display that onto the screen. The output should be like the random number generated between, let's say you have given 3 and 7. Okay, the output should be like the random number generated between 3 and 7 is so and so. Okay, the value generated. Then may you share your screen?
Oh, 1 second, sir. I just have to give one last statement. I'll just
No,
share
you
it. Yeah.
share. I want you to, I want you to, I want to see as to what you are typing. Okay, just share your screen.
Okay, sir. Sir, is the screen visible?
Click on present below.
Sir, I'm presenting.
No, I don't see your screen. Click on present. You have to select the window and all.
Yes, sir. I
After that,
selected it.
no, you are not
You can
doing it.
click share.
Okay, fine. Yeah, now
Now
I
can
am
you
getting
see my
it.
screen?
Yeah, can you enlarge the screen? Zoom.
One. Zoom.
Okay, fine.
Can you see
Okay,
my
you are
screen?
supposed to type your program here in the
The share
center
button.
main.py. Okay. See, whatever code you are writing in the console,
Okay, sir.
that code should actually be written here. Okay, in main.py. If you want to just execute a single Python statement, we will use the console. But
Yes,
for the
sir.
whole program, you have to use. Okay, till you finish, you can stop sharing. Disha, can you show me yours? Okay, it's loading.
So can you see it?
Yeah. Okay. Give the values. Yeah, right. Okay, stop sharing. So I should write a print statement saying the random number generated between, okay, space will be automatically added, v1 comma and comma v2 comma is comma num. Okay. Some you can keep your microphone on mute when you are not interacting. Turn off your microphones. Okay. So if I give the lower bound as 22, upper bound as something 87, okay, the generated random number is 33. Fine. Okay. Next. Tanmay, were you able to finish this?
1 second, sir.
Yeah.
Done, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. There is an another method. Okay, in your shell, you can press, I think, Control L to clear the console. Help random dot random. Okay, there is one more method apart from random the random int, rand int. We have another called as random dot random. So what is the output of this random method as shown here? You can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Type this. Type this highlighted one in your console. So what outputs do we get whenever we use random dot random?
Sir, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat?
Did you finish typing this help random dot random?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so can you tell me what is the meaning of what is the output of this random function? What values does it generate?
Sir?
What values does this method generate? Random method generate a random function.
Sir, it generates the numbers with a variable.
Oh, which values? Read it. Read the thing. They have specified what is the interval there.
0, 1.
So the output will be either
0, 1.
0 or 1. Okay.
Yes.
So sometimes you want to generate a random instance, okay, where it is limited to only two possibilities. Okay. Can you give me an example of this? Any real world event which has a random output, but it is limited only to two possibilities.
A coin.
Tossing a coin, right? That is the common thing that you would have studied in probability maths, right? So if I toss a coin, the probability is either it comes as a head or as a tail. Okay, we can actually simulate this as a program. Okay, let's assume that 0 is tail and 1 is head. Okay, so in such cases, we can say that uh, whether the coin toss resulted in a head or a tail. Okay, to do that, we would require control structures. Okay, so just shortly, I will come up with it. So I will write this coin toss problem slightly later. So we will just see an example. Okay, the shell type. Okay, result number whatever is equal to result is equal to random dot random. Okay, so display the result. Oh, sorry. Okay, it gives us a fractional value in the range 0 to 1. Okay, I was wrong. Like it's not a binary choice. Okay, it generates a result which can range from 0 to 1. Okay, if I want to generate only a two choice random number, then I should be using random int only. Okay, random dot rand int of 0 comma 1. Okay, lower bound is 0, upper bound is 1. Okay, so random dot random generates us a probabilistic value in the range 0 to 1. So every time I generate RES, you should see a different random value. Okay, 0.67, 0.8, 0.96, and so on. So to generate a two choice a random number, I have to say 0 or 1. I can use randint itself. RES is 0. Maybe let's hope. Yeah, RES is 1. So the result is either a 0 or 1. Then sometimes picking an element from a collection also could be done randomly. Okay, like you have a box of balls and you want to draw one ball at random. Okay, such cases also you would require a random behavior. So for that, we have the next method called as choice, which is there in the random package. Okay, let's see how to use this choice. Uh, Random. Let's look at the help of it first. Okay, you don't need to do import random repeatedly because I'm opening it for the new time again. I'm doing it. So help random dot choice. Okay. So choice method takes a single parameter SUQ sequence. It should be a non-empty sequence. Okay. So what we mean by a sequence? Sequence is a collection of elements. So if we give the sequence as a parameter to choice, and then we call the choice method, it will give one random element from the sequence. Let us see how it works. Say, for example, you want to pick a random letter from your name. Okay, so you can type uh, x is equal to random dot choice, and then probably you can type your name. Okay, so is your name a sequence? Is it a collection?
Yeah.
Yes,
What is
sir.
it? What collection is it? Collection of?
Strings.
No, Disha itself is a string.
Okay.
String is made up of
Characters.
characters or alphabets. Okay, so this string is also a collection. So you want to pick one character at random, you can use this way. Okay, so if you display value of x, x will have some character. Okay, I which is part of the sequence. Like that, if I run again and display x, this time it shows yes, and so on. Okay, so this is how you can pick a element at random from a sequence. So we saw an example of picking a character from a string. What if I want to pick a value in a collection of values? We have something called as lists and tuples. Okay, we will learn later about it. I will just show you one example. Okay, uh, so you have to enclose them within square brackets, the collection of values. uh, let's say it's a collection of what colors. No, strings we have seen. Okay, red. um, do this along with me. Green, blue, like that you can create any number of values. Okay, suppose say we ended it here, we you have to type the closing square bracket. Type this. Okay, L is now a list of colors red, green, and blue. So if I want to pick a color at random, okay, I'll store it in the variable color. Color is equal to, okay, tell me what should I write here?
Um. Color is equal to random dot choice.
Okay, stop there. Okay, then my random dot choice, finish it. What should I pass it
Sir,
as a parameter? So
sir,
she
can you
told
repeat?
I have to, what should I write?
Random dot choice.
After that, what should I write to pick a color at
Color.
random?
Bracket color.
Which color?
Uh, the word color.
Huh? No,
The
if I
word
type
color.
color, how will it know? What should I give? See, for random dot choice to pick a letter from the name Disha, I have to give the string as input here.
Then a color name,
Okay.
like any, like green.
No, if I give it, it doesn't become random, right?
Yes.
It has to pick one color at random. Where are these colors stored?
O L.
L. So we have to give that sequence. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to give the sequence L. Okay, and then okay, it displays the color chosen. Did you get this? Both of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're running into any error?
No,
No,
sir.
right? Okay.
No.
I will anyway come to collections later. Okay, list is not the only collection that is available. Okay, so you have tuples, you have dictionaries, and so on. Okay, that we will come across later. Just for you to show one of the features of this random package, the choice method, we are using it. Okay, so now both of you take down this question, write a program, write a program that generates two random numbers and then displays the sum of the two random numbers along with the numbers generated.
Sir, can you repeat the question after two random numbers?
That generates two random numbers and then
And then
displays the sum of the two random numbers. Displays the sum of the two random numbers along with the numbers generated. Suppose say your program generates 11 and 15. Your program should say sum of 11 and 15 is 26, something like that. That is how your program should work. That's the expected behavior. Okay, I
Sir,
will
so
save this. Yeah, go ahead.
the output should just be the sum, right?
Sum along with the random values generated. Program
Okay,
should display the random values and the sum.
okay, sir.
So first decide on data elements. How many data elements do we require in our program? How many variables are data elements? Always stick to that standard approach of writing a program before you try to write a solution. Understand the problem, then decide on the data elements. How many data elements do we require in this program?
3.
Okay, Tanmay, can you tell which are those three?
so the two random numbers and the sum.
And the sum. Yeah. So now go ahead, write instructions to generate random numbers first. We have already done that in our previous programs. You can just simply copy paste it also. You don't need to waste time. Just change the messages. Okay. Do you require any other data for your program? Is the question sufficient? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Is it sufficient?
Uh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then go ahead. So when you want to generate two random numbers, don't you require some additional information?
Sir, I didn't get it.
Look at our previous programs. Okay, I generated a random number in line number 15.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so could I generate random number num without the previous statements?
No, sir.
So in our current question, what else is missing in the question statement? In the problem statement, something else is not specified. The problem is not complete.
Oh,
When I asked you to, yeah, yes, tell me.
we didn't mention the range.
Yes, okay. So you should raise all such questions. Okay, that is how you have to start thinking when you write a program. Okay, So first you have to look at the problem statement. Okay, do some examples by hand. When I say generate two random numbers, you could think like, okay, my program would generate 11 and 15, and its sum would be 26. But again, like you have to explore it further. Okay, to generate random number 11, okay, I should require some range. Same in the case of 25. So is the range given in the question? The question is not. Question doesn't tell that. Okay. So modify the question. The random numbers will be in the range 0 to 1000. Now you should be able to write the program. Tanmay, share your screen. Hello. Tanmay, you there?
Sir, I have a
Hello.
problem.
Huh.
So I so I get the same V1 is equal to eval and enter the lower
Share
bound
share
and
the screen. Share the screen. It would be easier for me to understand that.
okay, sir. 1 second. Yeah, sir. Sir, can you see my screen?
1 minute. I will add it. You haven't raised a request yet.
Uh, 1 second.
Click present and use the entire screen. Once that request comes, I have to approve here.
Now, sir.
No, not yet.
1 second.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Now I can see now. 1 minute. Look at V1 and V2. Tanmay,
Yes, sir.
we just now cleared that the lower bound and upper bound should be what values?
Between 0 to 1000.
So if you already know the values, why should I read it as the input from the user again?
Okay.
You are asking enter the lower bound, upper bound. Those are already known. Only unknown values we will read it as input. We would
Okay,
not
so
require that. Okay, and don't type this help random dot random in your program. Okay, that should be help should be typed in your console. Okay, below.
yes, sir.
Okay, that is for just understanding the meaning of random and so on. Okay, yeah. So remove this V1 and V2. It should not be the eval statements. V1 should be equal to, you should write some statement such that it will generate a random number in the range 0 to 1000. V1 is equal to, what would you write? Right, correct. Random. See what mistake you made. You made a mistake. You made a mistake. Erase. Ha, correct. Okay. Don't press enter. Ha. Is single numbers sufficient? Is one number sufficient for you?
No, sir.
We require a second random number.
Yes.
Wait. Why do you need to type it? You can copy paste the upper one and just modify to V2, no?
Yes, sir.
Does it make any change? Just double click on it and the whole line gets selected. Click on V2. That's it. Okay. Okay, you have finished generating two random numbers. What should we do next?
Give a print statement.
Print statement 2?
To generate the random numbers, and then we have to give
No,
statements
random numbers
for
are generated already. Random numbers are generated. What else does the question ask you to do with the random numbers?
some of the random numbers.
Yeah, okay. Write the remaining part. Continue. Disha, were you able to finish?
Yes, sir.
Okay, show me.
Yeah. So here.
Yeah, 40 is 321. Generated. Look at your print statement. You copied it, but you didn't modify it. The sum of numbers. We don't want between the numbers, right?
Yeah.
Right? Meaningful print statements. That's all. Okay, fine. Stop. Okay. Sum 1. 0, comma, 1000. Num2. Okay, I didn't import random. That's why it's showing me an error. Import random. Sum is equal to num1 plus num2. Print. Tanmay, did you finish?
Yes, sir. I'm just running it.
Sum of num1, comma, and into, comma, is sum. Okay. Double quotes, why? Oh, this is num1 and num2. Okay, let's run the program. The number generated, okay, sum of. The number generated two random numbers, 252 and 120, whose sum is 372. Okay, so this is with regard to random numbers. We saw three methods in random number generation. One is the randint, which generates random numbers in the range a comma b. Another that generates a float value in the range 0 to 1. And choice method generates a random element from a non-empty sequence which is passed as a parameter. Okay. Let me share a program. I think it is required. Okay, let's see. Okay, anyway, this program is a repetition. I will share the program later. You can go through it. Okay, this random.py also will show you different features of the random package. Next, we come to one of the important thing in Python programming called as the control structures. Okay, so Python control structures. So far, we saw sequence. Okay, then we also have selection, looping, and jumps. So far, we just looked into programs that ran in a sequence. If we look at a program here, okay, uh, first in line number 8, okay, the previous ones are comments, they are ignored. Line number 8 gets executed. Okay, it imports the random package. After line number 8, which line gets executed?
Line number 10.
Line number 10. Okay. Tanmay, after line number 10? Yes, Tanmay,
Sir, can you hear me?
I can. Yeah, after line number 10, which line gets executed?
After line number 10, second one.
Second line.
No, 11.
Line number 11. Hello, this line.
Hmm.
Hello, can you hear me?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So the thing is, so far, whatever programs we wrote, they ran in a sequence. Okay. So number 2 was not generated first. Rather, num1 was generated first and later num2. And only after these two numbers were generated was the sum calculated and so on. Okay. Any previous program that we take here, okay, always the program instructions run in a sequence, one after the other. But sometimes, okay, it would we would require a non-linear execution of our programs. Okay, so for that we have something called as the control structures. So the Python control structures, Python provides three different control structures. Okay, namely the selection, looping, or it's even called repetition, selection or decision, or sometimes an abrupt jump from one point in the program to some other point in the program. Okay, so we have these three available in as part of Python. So we will look into the selection control structure, okay, which uses the if if else construct and the if else if ladder. Okay, these are the three selection or decisional control structures. Okay, so let's assume a scenario. So you're let's say you are driving a car. So when you encounter a signal when you're driving a car, what would you do next?
I'll stop.
You stop always, Tanmay.
Sir?
You're not attentive, I
Sir, can
guess.
you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're not replying back to my questions.
I am, sir.
Yeah, tell me what is the answer?
You
What did I
stop it.
ask you? Huh? When you come to a signal and if say there is a green light, do you still stop?
No, only with the red light.
So your next action, okay, is dependent on some particular condition. Okay. So your next action will be either proceed or halt. You have two options. Okay, when you're driving a car, when you encounter a signal, you have two options. Either you can proceed or halt. That entirely depends on the signal. Okay, if you have a green light, what is the action chosen? Among
Move
the
forward.
move forward or proceed. Okay, proceed. So we have two possible actions: proceed and halt. Okay, if I have a green light, I say proceed. If I have a red light, I stop. Okay. So the point here is we encounter similar situations several times in our programming. When we are doing computations, we we encounter similar conditions. For example, let's say that a shop is giving a discount if your purchase is exceeding 5,000. Okay. So at the billing section, when the biller is deciding upon your bill, so he encounters a situation. He will find out the sum of your purchases. Suppose say you have taken n items, so he will generate a bill and see what is the total sum. Okay, if the total sum is exceeding 5,000, then he will give you a discount. Otherwise, he is not giving you a discount. Okay, like that, you can think of several such real world scenarios. Okay, and whenever we want to automate it or write it as a program, we require a decision making mechanism. Okay, and it is not the case that always you will encounter only two-way decision making. Okay, say suppose you encounter a junction which has three outgoing paths, three or more. Okay, then the decision is should I go in the outlet 1, outlet 2, outlet 3. So sometimes the decision making may not be a binary choice also. You would have more than two options also. Okay, you have to choose from multiple options or you have to make a decision there. That's why it's called selection or decisional control. Okay, so we'll look at each of these. So first we will look at the if statement. The general form of a if statement is as follows. You have to write if and then you have to write a conditional expression or a boolean expression. Okay, so we saw examples of conditional expressions earlier, like, okay, do I have an example here? We have only, okay, operators. So examples of these operators could be something like is x greater than 5. Okay, is balance greater than, what happened? Greater than 5,000, 5,000 or less than 5,000, something like that. Okay, these are all examples of conditional or boolean expressions. When we execute this boolean expression, what will be the result? Anyone? They
So
are
could
called,
you
when we execute these conditional expressions that I have given here, x greater than 5 or balance less than 50, what would be the result? What could be the possible values for the result? X greater than 5.
true or false?
True or false. Okay, that's why they are called Boolean expressions. The result of such relational expressions will always be either true or false. Okay, So we have to write such Boolean expressions here in the if statement. If Boolean expression, okay, and then pay attention here. You have to put a colon. Okay, this is the syntax. Okay, you should always follow it. And if this condition is to be true, what is the action to be performed? That we write here in suite one, and also look at how to write this. Okay, you have to leave a tab. Okay, from this position you have to press the tab key and then write the action part. What is to be done if the condition is true? Okay, so let us look at a simple example. I want to find out whether a number entered is a multiple of 5 or not. Okay, and I want to display some message, high 5 or whatever. Okay, copy this okay, I will type this program. Type it in your spider. Just a minute. Okay, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, type the same program. You just need to type this line number 9 to 13. Okay, no need to type the other ones.
Yes, sir.
And okay, after you type this colon, okay, you have to press enter and then type the rest of the statement.
Yes, sir. Done.
Yes, Tanmay?
Sir, she left the meeting. I guess she had a network issue.
Sir, I'm
Okay,
doing it, sir. 1 minute.
My bad.
fine. So this program will display a message high 5 whenever I type an input which is a multiple of 5. Okay. How do you check whether a number is a multiple of 5?
When you divide the number by 5 and its remainder is 0.
Okay, so whenever a number clearly divides 5, leaving a remainder 0, then it is said to be a multiple of 5. Okay, so for that we have used the remainder operation mod. Okay, see, this is our Boolean expression. If number mod 5 double equal to is equal to, okay, or you can read it as the equality operator. If the result of num mod 5 is equal to 0, then only when this condition is true, execute the instructions. Okay, so you have to leave a tab space. So let's run the program. Okay, let's say I enter 35. What would be the output of the program?
Hi-Fi.
Okay. Tanmay, did you finish typing the program?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it running? So 35 is a multiple of 5 because 5 7 the 35 leaves a remainder 0. So hence I get the output as hi-fi. Suppose I rerun the program, I give the input as 16. 16 is not a multiple of 5, so I don't get anything. Okay, so this is how you make use of a simple if statement. We will do the task coin thing. Did I close that? Okay, so let us also display one more message. Okay, apart from hi-fi, I want to display another message saying that this number is a multiple of 5. Okay, so sometimes, like, there could be multiple actions that you want to do, okay, when a condition is true. Let's say that you are you are halted at a signal junction. Okay, so when you see that the light turns green, okay, so you have to do multiple actions. You have to release the clutch, okay, press on the gas pedal and move forward. Okay, so if you want to do multiple such actions, okay, you can write multiple such statements as part of this block. Okay, so print this number is a multiple of 5. Okay, this semicolon is not really required. It's optional. Even if you put also, it's not error, but it's not really required. Okay, now, so we are saying that when the condition num mod 5 is equal to 0 is true, we are printing or we are taking two actions. One is to print the message hi-fi, another is to print a message called this number is a multiple of 5.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sir, oh, look, okay. Sir, I got an error.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir, it
Indent
says
error.
that, sir, syntax error.
Okay. Oh, show share your screen.
Yes, sir. So, can you see my screen?
Yeah. Line number 2. Why you have given so much empty space here?
Sir, it just came in, sir.
No, no, no. You should not. Okay. Line number 2 also. Go to line number 2. Even wait. Backspace. Slowly. Okay. Print. No. Keep the cursor exactly before print. Backspace. Press the tab key. Note you should not use the space. Tab caps lock above the caps lock. You have a tab key.
Sir,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
just
Fine.
that she didn't put an extra bracket. That's it. There's no other issue.
Okay.
In the
Okay. I will come to that also. The tab spacing. Yeah. Fine. Good Disha that you identified the other error. So same in line number 4 also. 4, click on the at the beginning of line number 4, tab. You have to press the tab key. Not. I hope you are not typing space.
I am not, sir.
Okay, fine. Now run. Oh, see, you have not written 0. Number mod 5 and number also spelled wrong.
Oh,
Line number 2. 1 minute, 1 minute. Erase the whole number. I will show you a shortcut as to how to do it properly. Avoid mistake. Type few characters, NU. Just click on that blue thing. Yeah, that's it. Okay, always you can avoid spelling mistakes. Number mod 5 double equal to, and before colon you have to write this expression completely.
okay,
What
sir.
should the remainder be?
0.
You have not specified that. Write that 0.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
give the value. Give a input value. Yeah, type.
Sir?
No. Share your program. There was an error in it, I guess. It was not giving the required behavior. Present the screen again. Share your screen.
Sir, I am sharing my screen.
Now 1 minute. When you run the program, which program is it running? Okay, rerun the program. Click on run. Number. Give some value. 40. Okay. Now you are
Yes,
getting
sir.
it properly. Okay. So you have to use the tab
Can I
key
stop
whenever you
sharing,
write
sir?
if. Huh?
Can I stop sharing?
1 minute. 1 minute. That's what. Like
Okay, sir.
whenever you are typing a if statement. Okay. After that, whatever actions you want to be part of the if block, you have to leave a tab.
Sir,
Okay.
just automatically spaced itself.
Huh. So when you type colon and enter, it automatically does that. Okay. If you are using an IDE, it does that. If you are using a simple text editor, okay, it doesn't do that. Okay. For example,
Okay, sir.
like say in my case, I type something if some condition colon and then press enter. Okay, see it goes here, and if I type print statements, it's an error. After if, I should leave a tab and then start typing my code. Okay, so Python is called as a block structured language. Okay, and the blocks are identified by using the tabs. Okay, so if I have something, I'm just writing some statements. Print one, statement two, statement three, and statement 5, statement 6, and so on. Here, these three form a block. Okay, because they are at one tab space, they form one block.
Sir, you're not sharing your screen.
Oh, yeah, forgot. Okay, can you see now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these three lines, 4, 5, 6, they form a block, one single block. Why? Because each of these lines are at one tab space. Statement 5, statement 6, and the if condition, they are part of another block which are at 0 tabs. Okay, you can possibly write, okay, we'll see nesting also. Condition 2 colon, this time I have to leave two tabs from the beginning. Okay, statement 9, whatever, statement 8, and so on. So these two statements form a different block. So always you should be very careful about the usage of tabs and spaces, because tab has a special meaning. It indicates a block. So moment you type colon and press enter, mostly if you are using a IDE like PyCharm or Spider or Replit, it automatically does the indentation for you. Okay, it is also called as indentation tab. But if you are using a plain text editor like me, Okay, then you have to type it explicitly. You have to type the tab explicitly. Okay. Now, in our coming back to our program, we defined an action when the number is a multiple of 5. But we did not define any particular action when it is not. Okay, when the condition is false, what is to be done? Okay, so in such a case, we look at the next variation of if, called as the if else. Okay, if condition do this, else do something else. So that's the syntax of it. So what we have to do is, let's modify this program. Okay, let's do it here itself. Okay, so now press enter and a backspace. Type else, and here after typing else colon, we will define what is the action. The action to be taken is to display a message. Okay. This number is not a multiple of 5. If you can also display something. Remainder is not 0, whatever. Okay, you can be, it's up to you to decide how many what actions you want to take. Okay, so here uh, one thing you have to clearly understand is we have two blocks. One is line number 12 and 13, another is line number 15 and 16. So when I run my program, uh, can you tell me if all the 4 print statements get executed?
No.
Okay, Tanmay, what do you think?
Sir, 1 second, sir.
No, you don't need to type. You just need to answer me like, will all the 4 print statements in my program get executed?
Yes, sir.
Huh? So if I, let's say I give the input to be 10. So will it say hi fi, this number is a multiple of 5, and also will it say this number is not a multiple of 5?
No, sir.
Remainder is not 0? No.
It'll just say
Okay.
print it's multiple of 5.
So it will execute only the first block. Okay, 12, 13. So this block is called as the if block. Okay. If the condition is false, it will skip the if block. This will not be executed, and the else block gets executed. Okay. So let's run the program and see for ourselves. I will give the input to be 55. Which statements get executed if the input is 55? Which block, if block or the else block? Hello?
Sir, Disha left, and can you repeat the question?
Which block gets executed if I input 55?
First one,
There are two blocks, if block or the else block.
if.
The if block gets executed. Okay, you can see hi fi, the number is a multiple of 5. If I rerun the program, I give 67. Okay, this time do I get hi fi?
No, sir.
No. Okay, it will execute the else block. Okay, so whenever you have a two-way decision to make, okay, if true do this, else do something else, then we will use the if else construct. Okay, so let us rewrite. Let's write a, program to mimic the coin toss. Okay, I will save this as coin toss dot py. So we'll generate a random number 0 or 1. If the random number generated is 0, it should display heads. If the random number generated is 1, it should display tails.
So can't we just use choice for this? So L is equal to heads and tails and then use the choice option rather than make it
Either
random.
way, either way. Okay. So you have to define a sequence in that case.
Yes, sir.
A sequence L that would have heads and tails. Okay. But even then, here, okay, I want you to illustrate the if statement. That's the reason I have done this.
Okay.
Okay. So let's say toss is equal to, okay. Before line number 9, what should I include in my program?
Import random.
Okay, Tanmay, why should I import random?
Sir, because it's a toss and it can be any random value.
So do that first. Import. Use the autocomplete feature, type few characters. When it shows, press enter. Okay, import random. Toss is equal to, okay. What, tell me the instruction. Toss is equal to, which method should I use? Random dot?
Random.
Random dot random? No,
Choice. Choice.
not choice.
Random.
Random.
Rand int. What are the range for rand int?
0 and 1.
0 and 1. Okay. Or you can make 1 and 2 also. It's up to you. How you want to interpret heads and tails. If you say head is 1 and tail is 2, you can make it 1 and 2 also. Okay. Then if toss equal to 0 colon, okay, print heads, else this you have to observe here. Let me observe when I am typing. Okay, when I am typing else, the cursor comes immediately below print. Okay, you should not type else there. You have to reduce the tab, press backspace. Else should be in the same tab as is corresponding if else. Then you require tab print else. Okay, save and execute. So this time it generated a tail. Okay, heads, tails, and so on. Okay. So we learned how to use if and else. But as I said, whenever we are involved in decision making, the decision making need not always be a binary decision making. Like only I have option 1 and option 2. I can have a choice among multiple options. Okay, I can even make a multi-way decision. Okay, so can you give an example of a multi-way decision which has more than two options?
A dice.
Okay, dice. Okay, if it is 0, do this, 1, do this, 2, do this, and so on. Okay, what else? Any other scenario? It could be from your real world also.
A
So, where you
draw.
encounter a choice. When you turn on your TV, okay, do you have a choice?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
The channel number.
You choose from a set of channels, right? You get a menu there. Okay, which shows possible choices. You can choose one among them. Okay, or like you go to an ATM machine. Okay, you have a menu that says whether you want to withdraw, you want to deposit, you want to change your PIN number, and so on. Okay, so what we need to understand is just having a two-way decision mechanism is not sufficient. Okay, we need to have a multi-way mechanism as well. So for the multi-way mechanism, Python has a if-else-if ladder. Okay, that is the third type of a construct. Okay, multi-way or a if else ladder. Okay, syntax is if, and then we give a condition 1 or boolean expression 1, then do the block statement sweet 1. Otherwise you have to use the keyword. Okay, another thing, okay, we have come across two keywords so far. Where is that? One is if, another is else. Okay, if says that we are starting a if condition here, else says that we are starting a else block. Okay, like that we have another block called as the elif. Okay, which can be read as else if. Okay, but while typing you have to type it as elif, elif. Okay, so this is our general syntax. Okay, if condition 1, elif condition 2, elif condition 3, and so on. Okay, dot 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 indicates that you can use any number of such elif statements. Okay, and at the end you can also have an optional else. So how does this work? Okay, observe carefully here. Always first boolean expression 1 gets evaluated. If this condition is true, it will execute the block statement sweet 1, and then it will skip off the rest. This entire thing is ignored. If this condition is false, then it will evaluate the second condition. Okay, and it doesn't execute sweet 1. Sweet 1 is going to be skipped off. It will execute only sweet 2 and it will skip the rest. Okay, if condition 2 is false, then only it checks condition 3. If condition 3 is true, it executes sweet 3. Otherwise, it goes on to check the next condition. Like that, it keeps checking till a point where a condition is true. Let's say the condition is true in the nth case, in which case it would have skipped all the sweet 1, sweet 2, sweet 3, it would execute sweet n. Let's say that none of the conditions are true, in which case all the sweet 1 to sweet n are skipped. It goes to the else part and it executes this else block. Okay, so let's look at a simple example, a program of calculating the grades. Okay, you know that in your class you get different grades at the end of your result. Okay, you have distinction, first class, second class, third class, fail, and so on. Okay, so there it is based on certain conditions. Like for example, if your percentage is greater than 70, only then it is considered distinction, something like that. If it is greater than 60 but less than 70, what does it mean?
Um,
What could it possibly mean?
average,
Between 60 and 70? Which class?
average, first class,
First class, right? If it is between 50 and 60,
second.
second class, and so on. Okay, so there are some rules. So we have to test. So first I will say whether the percentage is greater than 70, then I will say distinction. Okay, if it is in between 60 and 70, okay, then I say that it is so on. Okay, uh, let me write a simple program for that. Okay, rather than grades, okay, I will show the code for grades later. Okay, it involves using two conditions. I have to check whether it is greater than 60 and less than 70. So I will come to that slightly later when we use this logical operators. Let me take a different example. Let's say, okay, yeah. Consider I write a prediction program. Okay, something like print roll the dice is equal to, okay, so when I roll the dice, what are the possible values that I can get?
Anything from 1 to
1
6.
to 6.
So how do I write that as a Python instruction here? Dice is equal to, how do I generate a random number? I should import a random package, then write an instruction that generates a random number between 1 to 6. What is the instruction?
Random dot random and range is 0 to 6.
0 to 6. So when I throw a dice, do I get 0?
Oh, sorry, 1 to 6. My bad, my bad.
Okay. So it should be randint of 1 comma 6. Okay. Done. Let's say that I'm a fortune teller. Let's assume if dice is equal to 1, okay, the prediction is something like that. Then is 1 only the possible option that I get when I roll the dice? What is the next possibility?
2 or 3 or 4.
2. Okay. So to check for the next possibility, I should use the keyword ELIF. Okay. ELIF, which stands for else if. Okay. ELIF dice equal to 2. Okay. If the dice is 2, okay, some random prediction. Okay, you can write whatever message you want. It may write today elif dice equal. Okay, let me write this in a better manner. Even if you don't leave spaces, also it works. Just to make it readable. Print okay. I can copy paste and just make the changes rather than typing the whole. Okay, something if it is 4. Something. something like beware of cheat, whatever. Okay, so next I could write elif dice is equal to 5. Sorry, dice is equal to 6. Whatever. Okay, let's run the program. Okay, if you haven't typed it, I will just copy paste it. And where is it? Chat. Oh, it's cutting it, huh? Or otherwise, anyway, I will share the program later. You don't need to type the whole program. Let's run the program. Okay. So when I roll the dice, the prediction was it may rain today. If I rerun the program, if I roll the dice again, okay, the prediction is be careful and so on. Okay, did you understand here what happened? So first time when there was a message saying it may rain today, what value did the dice show when it was rolled?
2.
2. Okay, second case,
6.
mood swings 6. Okay, the random number generated was 2 and 6. Okay, so when let's say the number generated was 2, dice value is 2. So you should understand how this if elif block works. So dice value is 2. So first it checks the condition dice is equal to 1. Okay, what is the value in dice currently? Let's assume that it is 2. Is 2 equal to 1? Is it true or false?
False.
False. So what happens? This print statement is skipped. Okay, this will not be executed. Where it will go next? It will go to the next elif and check the condition. Okay, is this condition true or false?
True.
2 is equal to 2 is true. Okay, and hence it displays that it may write today. If the output, if the generated random value was 6, it will check condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, 4, 5. All of these are false, so it will skip off all the corresponding print statement. It comes to the last condition and checks the condition dice is equal to 6. Condition is true, it will display the last one. But if the dice value is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what does it indicate? Hello?
Sir?
If the dice value is not 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, what else can it be?
6.
6.
6. Okay. So that is pretty obvious. I don't need to again test it. Okay. Rather, I can write it as else. Okay. If the generated random number was 6, it will check the first condition, second condition, it will fail, third it will fail, fourth it will fail, fifth it will fail, and because none of the condition failed, it will go to the else and then simply execute it without testing any condition. Okay, so this is how you can use the else block. Else block should be written as the last block. Okay, you should not write else somewhere in between. Got it? Okay, did you understand the meaning of else?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah? Okay, fine. So this is how we make a multi-way decisional statement. Okay. So uh, let's take a example. Okay, take down. Write a program. Write a program to check whether write a program to check a entered number whether a entered number is is both both an odd number is both an odd number and multiple of 5 and multiple of 5. Should I repeat the question?
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir. One second. Can you repeat it, sir?
Which part? Which part? From which part?
I could not hear you at all. So,
Write a program to check whether a number is an odd number and a multiple of 5.
okay, sir.
Okay. So can you give me an example of a number that satisfies this condition?
All 15.
Huh. 15. Okay. Tanmay, what about you? Can you give another example that satisfies these two conditions?
30.
Is 30 a odd number?
Oh, no, sir. 15, yes. 35.
35. Yes. 5, 15, 25, 35. All these numbers satisfy this. Okay. So what all checks we need to perform here for a number to determine whether it's a odd number and whether it's a multiple of 5?
Sir, it so first we have to see if we divide a number by 5, its remainder
Huh.
should be 0.
0.
And
Okay. One
the
minute.
other,
1 minute. So Tanmay, 1 minute. Tanmay,
Yes, sir.
how do you check whether a number is even or odd?
Sir, we give the statement.
No, no, no. Mathematically, I don't know.
Oh,
If I,
mathematically. If it's
yeah,
multiple of 2, it's even.
how do you say that it's a multiple of 2?
We divide it by 2.
Huh. And then
If it's divisible by 2, it's even. If not, it's not even.
when do you
It's
say it's
odd.
divisible by 2? When do you say it's divisible by 2?
When we divide it by 2 and the remainder is 0.
Huh. Okay. You have to be clear there. So when I do a division by 2 and the remainder is 0, it's a even number. Otherwise it's what?
Odd.
Odd number. Okay. So we know how to check for a odd number, how to check for a number whether it is multiple of 5, and now we want a case where both these conditions are satisfied. Okay. So 10, yes, it is a multiple of 5, but it's not a odd number. So that should not be taken as a valid case. Same way, 9 is an odd number, but it is not a multiple of 5. Okay. So we want to say that only when both the conditions are true, okay, we should consider the overall result to be true. Okay. So does this remind you of something, some logical operand that we discussed earlier?
Percentage.
When percentage is a remainder. Okay. I'm talking about when both inputs are true. Okay, the result will be true.
Else.
No, not today. Not today. We didn't discuss this today.
Oh,
Did we discuss this earlier? Zero or ones?
don't.
Bitwise and bitwise or?
I don't remember. Sorry.
Okay. So we have what we discussed earlier. We have these two operands and or. Okay. So and will be of the form condition 1 and condition 2. So this overall thing will be true only if both condition 1 and condition 2 are true. If condition 1 is true and condition 2 is false, overall it is false. Or if condition 1 is false and condition 2 is true, still it is false. If both conditions are false, then also it is treated as false. Okay. So key true, condition 1 true, condition, then the overall result is also true. If condition 1 is true, condition 2 is false, overall result is also false. False and true is false. Haven't you studied this propositional logic, logical and? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this logical and operator works in that way. If you want to test two conditions and if you want both conditions to be satisfied simultaneously, you should use and. Okay. If you want only one of the conditions to be true, if that is sufficient for you, then you will use or, a lowercase r. In which case, even if one condition is true, the overall result is true only when both of them are false. Okay, overall result is false. Did you understand and or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if my question is, check whether a number is either a multiple of 5 or an odd number, then it has to satisfy only at least say it has to satisfy only one condition. That is sufficient. But if I say it has to satisfy both conditions, then we should be using and. Okay. So coming to our program now, let's solve it. Logical and dot py. Okay. What was our condition? Okay, let's read a input value. Num is equal to same thing eval of input something. You can type a message, enter a value or number, whatever. After that, what is the condition for checking whether a number is a multiple of 5?
Divided by
Tell it in terms of the program. Num
Num percentage 5 uh, e- double
mod
equal
5, okay,
equal
double
0
equal to
colon.
0. Okay, we have two conditions. Okay, just to avoid confusion, I am putting a parenthesis separator, okay, just to say that, okay, this is condition 1. Okay, if I put a colon, this will only test only one condition. Okay, we have to test one more condition. What is that? A number should be a multiple of 5. What is the second condition that I have asked you?
It's odd as well.
It's odd as well. So how do you test whether a number is odd?
Num mod 2 is not equal to 0.
Or equal to
Equal to 1.
1. Okay, you can either write it as, okay, okay, I will write that in another bracket, num mod 2 not equal to 0, yeah, sorry, not equal to 0. This is also valid. Okay, both are this is also correct. Or I can write equal to 1. All odd numbers, when you divide them by 2, what is the remainder that you get?
1.
1. Okay, so now my condition says I have to simultaneously satisfy both the conditions. So how do I join the conditions? I should use a logical AND. Okay, did you understand? If you want to test both condition 1 and condition 2, and both have to be satisfied simultaneously, you have to use AND. If your case is that only one condition is true or false, then you should use OR in its place. Okay, next. Okay, then what should be the action? I will print the number, space not required, num is odd and a multiple of 5. Okay, so if you want multiple conditions to be checked, you can make use of AND or OR. Okay, depending on how your requirements are. If you want both conditions to be simultaneously satisfied, you use AND. Otherwise, you make use of OR. If only one condition is enough, then you would say OR. Okay, execute the program.
Yes, sir.
So if I enter 15, it displays 15 is both odd and as a multiple of 5. If I enter 24, it displays that. Sorry, if I run the program and give the value 24, it displays nothing because we haven't defined any action. If you want to define an action, so you want to print some other message, what should you do now?
Else.
Okay, else. Else. Okay, you can print something. Print doesn't satisfy condition, whatever, something. Okay, now if I run the program and I give 24, 24 it says doesn't satisfy the condition. Then enter a value 25. 25 is both odd and a multiple of 5. Okay, so now type this program. Can you see the code? Hello?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, this will find the grade based on an input value. Okay, input is between 0 and 100. Okay, finished?
Just a minute, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this program is self-explanatory. But what you have to do is the program also has an error in it. You have to fix this program. Okay. Let me know when you are finished typing this program.
Okay, sir.
Copy it as is right now. Don't worry about other things. Just first copy the program. Repetitive statements you can just copy paste and edit, modify. You don't need to type the whole things again and again.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tanmay,
1 second, sir. I'm almost done.
can any one of you identify what could be the possible error in this program?
Sir, since in the first condition, even if I get above 90, it'll still show as D.
D, right? Okay. So that's the problem here. Okay, if the input is 90, because 90 is greater than or 60, it would show the display the grade as D, but however the grade should have been A. Okay, so I leave this as an exercise to you. You have to fix the program. There are multiple ways to fix this program. Okay, one is to rewrite the conditions. Okay, that is one way. Okay, that's the hint. Another method is to rearrange the order of conditions. Okay, either way you can fix this, either by rewriting the conditions or by reordering the conditions. Okay, so try that out later. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now.
Mm,
Okay, so if that is the case, we will stop here. So what we did today is let's quickly recap. What was the first topic that we discussed?
generating random numbers.
Okay, how to deal with random values. So we saw how to generate random numbers in a range, how to generate a fractional number between 0 and 1 randomly, how to generate a random element from a sequence, all those things. After looking into random number generation, next we looked at how to use the what are the control structures that are available in Python. Python provides selection, looping, and jump. We started looking at selection first. We looked at the if statement, okay, then the two-way decision making if else, and the multi-way decision making if else ladder. Okay, so we looked into several examples of this on Moodle. Probably by tomorrow, yeah, you should see the assignments. Okay, I will tell you when the assignments is put up. You have to solve the assignments as you might have known from previous experience. Okay, so you have to match the program's output as is. Okay, yeah, even the input statement also. So what I would suggest you is what I would suggest to you is first run the program on your local machine. Okay, don't directly type your program and execute, because if you keep making mistakes there, your marks keeps getting reduced. Okay, once you are sure that you have a right program, later copy paste and run it in the Moodle platform. Okay, otherwise like repetitive mistakes, you will be losing more points. Okay. uh, so we'll meet next on Tuesday. We'll stop it here if you don't have any further more questions. Any
Yes.
questions?
No, sir.
Okay,
No,
Tanmay.
sir. No, sir.
Okay, then we'll stop here. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, both of you try these at home.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay.